Wednesday, January 14th, just after 2 p.m. EST. We now do things in Brazilian time also, so it's just
Thank you.
after 4 p.m. Brazilian, and then it is 7, just after 7 UTC. Marty has me doing 3 time zones now, Ace.
Oh, nice. The stream
Brazilian Standard
manager.
That Bricks is taking over the stream.
The brick stream is happening. Jesus Christ.
Today we have this friend, a guest you've all seen here before, or some of you are new to our Wednesday streams. Maybe you've not. Hackerman Ace. Ace, what's up, man? How have you been?
Hello, everybody.
How's your
Happy New
holiday?
Year.
How's your New Year?
It was great. It was fantastic. I took a little bit of time off to hang around with family around the holidays, and then New Year I kind of just took a little vacation out and hung around with my dogs. So pretty chill holiday, but overall it was nice.
Love
How about you guys?
It was my first year as a host for Christmas, so I hosted like my all the family that's here where I'm at in this state, and then I did that for Christmas Eve and then Christmas, and then New Year's was pretty chill, because it's one of my sister-in-law's birthdays, so we usually just hang out with her. But then we were on a cruise for a week after that. We just got back on Monday, so I've been streaming and working from the boat when you guys have seen me over the last week. But we went to go celebrate my in-laws' 40th year anniversary. So we all went on a cruise with them. And fun fact, if you book cruises just after the holidays, it is crazy cheap.
I've never been on a cruise. I've always wondered about them.
All right, so I'll tell you this. I was the biggest cruise hater until a year and a half ago. Like, I'd never been on one, but I was like, look, like, why the fuck do I want to get on a boat, have it drive me around to a bunch of places that I can't actually enjoy? Like, if I just want to go on vacation somewhere, I'm just gonna go on vacation there. Go rent a fucking condo for a week or stay at a hotel in the city I want to be in and go hang out. Like, why am I gonna do this fucking get off for a few hours kind of thing? But I went on one like a year and a half ago. Yeah, that's AC Poo.
Carnival Cruise, right? Shout out Carnival. This stream is sponsored by Carnival Cruise Lines.
It was an MSC cruise, and I will say it was actually pretty nice. My fears going into it were obviously about the docking and undocking. Like, do we actually have time? Is everything just going to be like, here, get off and let us sell you like all these overpriced excursions and shit, or sit on the boat? Lines, and just like not being at the beach. I'm like, I'm at water, but I'm not at the beach. Like, I don't know. And when I got on the boat, I was totally, I did a 180. There were like no lines other than like obviously you're like TSA type shit. But no lines to like do anything unless you're going for the hottest fucking thing in the buffet at prime time. All your dinners are already like scheduled. Like, you pick a time every night, and then there are different restaurants they have on the ship that are like nicer sit down restaurants, and you just show up and you get seated and like you have your meal. So there's no lines for like your dinner or anything. It's pretty casual to like go and get food for any other meal. You're never gonna wait. The docking and undocking, like, there are always things to do. Like, I shouldn't say always, like probably 80% of the time there's shit to do just at the port. If you just want to get out and go to the beach, or go to a pool there and fucking, get some native food to whatever island you're on, you can do that. But the best part is literally just being on the water on the boat. Like, the best days are just like being in the sun, being able to look out at nothing but water, on in a pool or a hot tub or something. So the thing I enjoyed the most was literally just being out on the ocean. And I thought that would be the thing that I hated the most. I was like, why the fuck do I want to be in the water just fucking floating around to like different islands for a week, just like I'll just go on vacation to an island. And but no, like, being on the water is one of the coolest I think parts of it, and I highly recommend if you haven't gone on one to go on one. We went MSC last time, and then this one was Norwegian. And to be honest, I actually think I liked the MSC ship that we were on a bit more than this Norwegian one. And Norwegians are, I think, generally supposed to be a little nicer.
I did want to try the Antarctic one. I thought that one was pretty cool.
I just want to do an Arctic one. So those were my stipulations before. I was like, the only cruises I want to go on are like, you know, the ones that actually like travel from one continent to the other. Like if we're gonna go on a cruise that took us from like the US to fucking Europe, like that would be dope. Or going on an Arctic one, because I really want to be in the water and see those giant glaciers just fall off the fucking edge shelf into the water. And it's shit that happens all the time, but it's like you can only see that up near fucking Alaska and stuff like that, and in the other parts of the Arctic. So yeah, those are my two like I will do cruises. Before that, it was only when we were talking no, BSB. Lucky for you, I'm not a developer on the team, so you none of the Soons are because of that. And like I was saying to Ace, like the best part is being on the boat, like near the water, because I could just sit like for the first half of the day, I would just sit on my balcony with my laptop and I'd be working from out there. And then it's like, okay, like I'm gonna go take a break, go get some food, go up to the hot tub, and then I can come back, like put the kids to bed, and then I'm back on my computer again. We had Starlink, so we were all set.
You know who's doubling down on cruises is the Ritz-Carlton, dude. They're building more and more mega yachts, you know, 5-star dining, more luxurious, probably adult only, you know, kids are not allowed or something. But I was just looking them up, dude. They have a super sick route. They have a couple in Europe, a couple in Asia, but they have Tokyo to Whittier. So fucking Japan, you cross the sea going into Canada. 15 days, starts at $9K per person. 15 days.
BSB, I haven't taken a trip. I haven't.
Your life is a vacation.
I haven't taken a trip since that last cruise, which was like almost 2 years ago.
Yeah, because he's always at home.
Yeah, that was my last
the U.S.
vacation.
tour. I did the U.S. tour with my wife, and now I'm back in Brazil. Back for.
How was your New Year, Marty? What did you do?
I chilled at my mother-in-law's house. She lives outside of Rio. Pretty casual. The city does some fireworks because Rio itself was insane. It was the Guinness Book of World Records for the biggest New Year's Eve party. It was 5 million people across like, I don't know, 15 or 16 stages across the city. There was 2 million just right down the street from my house in Copacabana Beach. I live on the other side, but fuck that, dude. 2 million people. The fucking city is so full. Everything's, you know, triple the price for gringos. It's funny. People get scammed. It's typical Brazilian scam. You get scammed because you're a gringo. And so I left the city, went to my mother-in-law's house, chilled for a bit. Fireworks in the city. I was on the barbecue. I was on the grill, chilled in the pool. Just hung out, man. How about you? Anything major? We lost him. We lost Ace.
He's muted.
Oh no, I was muted.
He muted himself. He's got that dog in him, dude. If it's not Cozy's dog, it's Ace's dog.
Yeah, that's pretty much what all I did was just hang out with my dog and teach it tricks. She's been fun to play with. She's finally big.
Oh yeah. How old is the pup now, dude? I remember when you got it.
The one just turned 2 yesterday. The other one just is about to turn 1 next month. So it's pretty cool. I'm loving it. I want 2 more, but if I'm trying to go on any vacations, it's never gonna happen.
Oh, for sure. Dude,
it was nice to come back to the market seeing green. That's the goal, man. That is the goal.
Well, okay, I guess that goes into our next segment. It's like how did you trade this? So like we had 10-10, shit went to 0, and then we essentially just ticked down from October to December, like end of November. You know, you had Chop at fucking Chop City for a few weeks, months. And then January 1st, the TWAPs turned on, and it's been green, since then. We had a little dip, but, we're higher than we were on the first, significantly higher, almost 10K higher. I'm curious on how you were playing that, if at all.
Yeah, so if anybody has been following me or during like the premiere, like the testnet competition, I've been saying the same thing. Like the last week of December was probably going to be the most important for me, including the first week of January, just to kind of scale into positions. So it wasn't that I did too much. The last week of December, I kind of just positioned myself long, nothing crazy with leverage, just went ahead and got a bunch of size and sized up there. And then I mean, maybe it was just luck or whatever it was, but I came back to the new year with the markets pumping. So I actually really, really enjoyed that. And then outside of that and just being like generally placed the right direction, just been messing around with ETH options a lot more during testnet. I kind of did a little bit more on the market making side. So I've been kind of applying more of that to actually doing it myself, like on Deribit and stuff like that. So I've been having fun, like mock market making myself. So trying to do something new, trying to do something different. The shitcoin markets are pretty much dead at the moment. There's not really much for me to do there. Outside of that, my yield is still collecting me a shit ton of money from stables and just farming random stuff. But DLMMing shitcoins, and like I was a couple months ago, last time I was on stream, like things have changed very rapidly to where there's like no niche out right now for shitcoins. Like I can do stuff, but it's a waste of my time versus everything else.
No, I agree, right? You milked all the DLMMing, and then you took all the liquidity with you, Ace. You didn't leave anything else for anybody else.
Well, there's also no like trends that are happening in memes. Like that was one of the things that made it kind of easy to trade, because you would know that, all right, this trend is hot right now. People are launching these types of tokens. So you can kind of, assess and trade from there. Whereas now it's just like random shit, some random meme that someone made about something that.
It still feels like my timeline's scared. Like my timeline still seems a little bearish and hesitant to go bullish because we haven't broken back over 100K and things like that. So it's interesting to see my timeline be very scared. Not much really going on my timeline. I'm seeing more stocks than anything.
Yeah, but we're up 20K from the lows. That's like, I don't
That's
want to
good.
be like,
yeah,
no, that's fucking huge. I don't want to be, mega bearish, mega bullish. Like, sure, we could be at 90 fucking tomorrow. That's the market that we live in. We trade a higher vol product, sure, but I'm not sure if so we're breaking even on the middle of November. So it's been 2 months over the same price, let's call it, or even from May. Jesus Christ, May 25, we're right there at the same price, and we're actually the same price from November 24. Jesus Christ, that's election time. But maybe you're not going to catch that 20K move, but there's definitely a move to be caught. You know what I mean? Like you could have caught 1K move, that's plenty. A $500 move, that's plenty.
I think mine was like a 10K
different
move. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's huge, from 87 to 97. But if you caught the Pico bottom, it's a 17K move. Like that's an absolutely huge move. People are I understand that they got chopped the last month, right? Like we went from 80 to 93 back to 83 back to 93 back to 83 in like fucking 2 weeks. I get it, but it still is a trader's market even over the holidays. I would say that breakout traders got absolutely shreked. They got some relief today, but generally they got rinsed over the past month or so. Now that we're sitting at 97, what do you think the odds are of us breaking 100 here pretty soon?
That's literally what I was just about to ask you guys. Do you think this rally is going to fail like the other ones, or you think it's going to actually continue on up?
I think if we look back in a few months, it's going to be up. Like even if we're at 107, like 105. I don't know about all-time high, but we definitely could chop 80 to 120 back to 80, right? We can just have a huge range for a while, but there's tons of momentum here. We have a lot of stuff coming. What's little quant said? I didn't see.
Still little quant.
Send it with force.
Send it. Yeah. Like everybody's offsides. I wouldn't be surprised if we just keep sending too, but don't be stuck in positions with high leverage and your liquidation at 95K, and then you complain that price moves against you. Like if your fucking liquidation 60, you have a totally different story than if your liquidation's at 95. So just be careful here. Hold strong through here. I think generally you'll be okay. I think you had some weeks to position, but I think generally if you zoom out, you'll be okay, especially in spot. We have a lot of stuff happening in the US. You have this tariff vote that they're voting on if tariffs are illegal. It was supposed to be today. It's actually supposed to be last week. They push it to today, and then they push it again. I would assume that just keeps getting pushed forever and ever, and every time it gets pushed, it gets a little more bullish, or it has the past 2 times. And then you have the Clarity Act, which the final vote should be at the end of the month. There's a meeting tomorrow about it, and then at the end of the month, it should go vote, and then it should be signed sometime in February. Don't quote me there, but it should really set what is crypto in the US, which was not, it's in the name, I guess, right? Clarity Act. But I've always been negative on the US lately about their stance on crypto. They say everything's free game, crypto is in and hot, and then they still don't come out with clear-cut rules and guidelines. So finally we'll get Bitcoin would fall under the CFTC. Maybe Solana and XRP are also commodities, not securities. So you'll get the differentiator of commodities and securities. You'll have the maturity test, which is, to my simple understanding, is what is a mature blockchain and the definition of that versus what is like a startup. And then there's a section in there about DeFi, which is software developers won't be treated as financial intermediaries unless they control customer funds. So we're finally getting this clarity and some guidance that I've been harping on about for 2 years. It is the US, it is politics. Good luck getting it all approved or signed.
What kind of impact do you think it'll have on the markets?
We're seeing it now. We're seeing it now. Like it's getting priced in now that everything goes fine. If it doesn't, then we're fucked. But we're seeing it now. We had a 10K move in a few days. Like, oh, it's the new year. Turn the fucking TWAP on, and just in case, send it to 100 something K, and then when it gets approved, it's probably a selling news, right? That's usually how it goes. But this is huge for the US in terms of, it's in the fucking name, but clarity and clear-cut rules and guidelines. And then next is about tax, and it's finally all coming into place. I know I went on a rant there, but it's all happening right now. It should have happened last year. Imagine if it all happened at 120, 125K. We would have probably.
I rely on you for my event plays. Anytime you tell me that this is coming up, that's pretty much what I do. Is I just research, mark it on my calendar. I'm like, all right, a couple days beforehand, I'll position myself for a play, and we'll see the market reaction.
Yeah, I think we're seeing it now. I think that it's probably a sell news once it gets passed and signed into February, but that doesn't mean that we can't run up until I think it's the end of the month is the actual final vote.
Loquan said they turned it on New Year's. The check chart, New York time zone, 12 a.m.
Yeah, literally. January 1st, dude. Exactly.
Yep.
Every chart.
Everything. Are you still in
metals?
You and Dime?
No, I'm like I got out like the last pump, so I'm only maybe like 20% positioned. I had a huge bag before, but I got out. I didn't expect it to go this nuts, so very little exposure. A lot of physical exposure, but no, not much left on my side on my portfolio. But I did really good, so I'm not complaining. But silver, man. Dude, that thing is just not stopping.
Yeah,
it's what are we at? 92 fucking dollars, dude. That's insane. I thought I did great at 52. Like, oh, look at me, got in at 20.
Wow,
doubled.
Bro.
Dude, Dime is probably so excited. He has so much silver.
Rock hard right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, but Dime's been in silver for fucking since he was a
years.
child.
Rock hard. Let's pull up that 3-hour chart.
Yeah, did you know that the new Alpha Ace is the 3-hour chart because everybody uses the 4 and the 6 hours. So why would
I like that logic.
Yeah, so I use the 3-hour. Look at
Yeah.
that beautiful 3-hour on silver.
pull it up so the plebs can see?
It's not. Oh, sorry. There we go.
Oh my god.
Show us the weekly or the monthly.
Yeah, the monthly or the weekly show.
The
me
monthly looks insane.
that. No, at the top. You still got to change the
Oh,
top.
sorry.
Yeah. Nasty. It's
Look
gonna
at
end
that.
bad. Okay. I don't know
Dude,
when it
puts are
ends.
gonna play so nicely, but I just don't know how to time them. I tried last time and I got wrecked.
I wonder if you just buy like 1 year outputs, like leaps, and
I did that at 50. I'm destroyed. There's no way they're coming back.
no, not 50, but like
Well, no, I did it at 50. Now it's at
Hmm.
92. So I have to do it again.
Litecoin predicted
because
this
when
morning.
I'm not sure if it crashes when it crashes, but it will crash hard, just like anything. But that doesn't mean it can't go to 150, 200,
Yeah.
something absolutely insane from here.
What was Dime saying on your guys' stream that it was going to hit?
1,000,
Oh,
1,000
shit.
in our
That's insane.
lifetime, 1,000.
You're not.
People are going to be
bullish enough.
so mad.
You're not bullish enough.
Well, if you think about it, silver is used, gold is used. The shiny yellow rocks are going to be used more, and it probably just keeps going up forever, right? Fiat will keep depreciating, and hard assets that are finite, so they say so far, will continue to appreciate. It's not a hard thing to stand behind. It's just imagine you bought silver in fucking the 80s and then in the great financial crisis, and it's like, are we setting up for like a fucking mega crash here? What's going on? Have you ever thought about that? Like everything is sending. Crypto's finally sending. Tech actually got hit today, which was, if you look
Well,
at
see,
it,
that's my worry right now is on the weekly on crypto. We haven't had, like, at least for me on my like Ichimoku stuff, we haven't had this weekly cloud entry since 2023, or actually earlier than that, 2022. So it's been a
Mhm.
couple years since we've had it, and we finally have it now. That's why I'm like so fixed on that 103 level. If we can't recover that, then I feel like it's gonna be over. Probably head to like 70, 60K, but that's like worst case scenario.
yeah, but what if it just keeps going? Like, I don't want to be the
I would love it.
card, but like, if we hit all time high, like 126 or 130s or whatever, like, does that actually create the blow off top that we were expecting?
I just
get
don't think
last
crypto
year?
turns out to be like stocks where it just keeps going up. I feel like crypto has a punishment period that's definitely coming or cooking up.
I agree there. But do you think that it's more institutionalized? Like, you have to think, last time we had Celsius, we had FTX, we had
Yeah.
Mount Gox before. We had all these things were interestingly all triggered, in a bear market or turned us in a bear market, but all surrounded that 4-year cycle. Like, Dime thinks we have a shit year in crypto just because of the 4-year cycle, but are we too institutionalized to have that? Like, flows are
I mean,
so coming
in that sense, I think if we're talking about that, I think that might cut back on like the retrace levels. We might not get a giant dip because we're institutionalized, but I still think it ends up happening. We might see some more players be more vocal when it dips down about how they're scaling in and stuff. But I think the only thing that'll help is like the depth of it.
We also had a 30% dip. Like, is that enough? Right? We're pumping now, like as we're live here, but we had a 30-40% dip. Is it just one of the, like, let's not talk crypto. Let's just say Bitcoin, the sailor moon. Like, that's very different than
Yeah.
every other crypto.
The
And
one
then you
chair
have
we sit
ETH,
on.
which is very, yeah. Well, how many fucking chairs are you sitting on right now? Right?
I'm standing.
And then you have every other shitcoin. Like, every other thing is probably going to fucking zero, right? I talked with Aliyah Research the other day, Vu, and this fucking guy, I like that guy, dude. He just says it straight, right? And he's like, all these fucking companies and all these protocols and everything else, he kind of sounded like me. Like, it's all going to fucking zero. No, like, I definitely agree. Like, majority of it is going to zero. The only thing that will probably be around is the world's decentralized computer and the digital gold, right? ETH and Bitcoin. And then you have to pick which one you want to back or half or what percentage you want to back. But are we too institutionalized for Bitcoin to see like a 80% drawdown again? You know, we
Yes,
had a
100%.
35%
I
drawdown.
think so.
Okay.
Yes.
I think we might follow a 50% retrace thing like we do in stocks, but at most, that's probably it.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, like if we don't get out of the woods here and get back up into the 115, 120, like probably send this fucking thing back down, dude. And every OG, you know, they were selling into last year pre-dip and they were able to buy their coins back cheaper.
What's the alpha on Premium? Give me some
What's
Premium
the alpha
alpha.
on what?
I mean,
Cayenne
Cayenne alpha. Oops. Yeah, what's the Cayenne alpha?
Well, it's all owned by Premia Labs, all under one umbrella. Cayenne Alpha, we had a community call on Monday, and it was me, Denton, and Cozy just going through what's coming. It was leaked that there will be a token. That's all I can say. And that it will be the public launch. There'll be a private beta first for a handful of alpha players in February, and then try to launch the mainnet somewhere around there as well. But get the alpha traders in, the VIP traders in first, testing it, pressuring the system, making sure everything's good, and then release it to the public.
Yeah, I mean, he pretty much covered it. We plan to in early February kind of get some light testing done. We'll probably frame it as a small, maybe week-long trading comp to test the system, and then if everything is working as intended, we plan to go live straight from there.
Everybody's ready.
Yeah, kind of assumed the token with the points. You'll have
I'm
to
not
see
saying
it.
that they're correlated, but you could assume.
That's really all the alpha. So you'll start seeing more. We'll open it up, I believe, so people can just kind of toy around with it over the next few weeks. Yeah, Denton stacking crystals, and that way, if anyone just wants to get familiarized with the platform or kind of paper trade on the platform, they're welcome to do that while the final touches are being put on the exchange. But yeah, just follow along in Discord or on Twitter as we get closer to the date that we're going to announce the final steps of our testing phases.
Ace, I had a question about trading. I know that you were saying you were sitting on the sidelines, just spot, not very active over the new year, but
Oh, I was leveraged, just not like crazy leverage.
yeah, you were in, but not monitoring, 24 hours a
Yeah.
day. Well, with all of this, dude, it's been 2 weeks, dude, like for this Maduro shit, right? This Venezuela shit, this Greenland stuff, everything that's going on, the ICE stuff in America, like everything in America that the fucking newsfeed and crypto Twitter has been talking about over the past 10 days. It's literally been 10 days. Like, does that affect your positioning, what you're looking at? Are you looking at defense stocks? Are you looking at cryptos? Are you looking at, the silver is going absolutely bonkers. Like, where are you looking when the world is, the US, let's call it, in turmoil? Like, now the US is talking about buying Greenland. Like,
Yeah, no, that's a really good question. When it comes to crypto, it's less of an effect on my trading strategy unless I'm looking for something specific or maybe I'm trying to do some kind of ball play. But if it's something that I'm trying to just not focus on, it doesn't really affect me unless it's something major to where I'm getting my agger going off in the middle of the day for no reason, and then there's news saying that, oh, we're banning crypto again. That's probably like the only time the news really affects me nowadays. Yeah. And then with stocks, though, I mean, that's kind of obvious. Like for the last couple of years, I mean, ever since the whole Trump stuff, I kind of had a feeling that defense stocks are going up. So all the defense plays have been kind of easy to play and just kind of play out. I've been more doing the ETF with anything on that one, and maybe a little bit of LMT. But I think stocks have more of an effect on the news than crypto does right now, unless the news for crypto is like directly correlated with regulations or Trump saying something crazy.
Yeah, we lost mind share a little bit, right? Like towards the end of the year, crypto lost a lot of mind share. After 1010, price was down. The only mind share that we had was negative mind share, and now it's
Which
finally.
I like it that way. For trading, for me, it's a lot easier when we're not so correlated on what the market is saying constantly, and we're just kind of focusing on our own price action. I mean, even when I look at it in the sense of like the crypto tickers that are available in the stock market, like the miners and all that stuff, the reactions we were having a couple months ago are hugely different now. Like our volatility has completely died down on them. Playing options on them is totally useless now, and that's probably where it has more of an impact on anything, at least for my strategy.
Cozy, you have any? I know you haven't been in the trading game in a while, but you have any thoughts, comments, concerns?
Cozy, I think it was years ago that I mentioned to you TGB. That's like one of my biggest copper plays, and that thing finally took off this year. I was like so excited because that was like my first big bag I ever put any kind of money into in stocks with precious metals. So you love to see that one. Copper's been doing amazing.
No, I don't know stocks.
You can trade copper now. I saw it. They did a perp.
What, on Ostium?
It's silver.
Yeah,
beta.
Ostium or Hyperliquid or something. There's one of those guys.
I feel like Ostium has everything.
We talked about her not just a little bit earlier. We had her on to chat about Ostium, the CEO there, and she's really smart.
She's a fucking killer, dude.
Salvador's big brain.
Sharp.
She's
a sharp.
One of the few. I was surprised, not that she was smart. I was surprised that that she was so knowledgeable, like about trading and just like the industry, and just obviously super sharp. But yeah, she caught me off guard.
I think trading is better than fucking prediction markets. I think we need to wind down this prediction market shit. I think we need.
They're still shoving that in my face everywhere I go.
Yeah, we need to unless you're gonna pay me $1 million a month, I'm not gonna show your fucking Polymarket. Okay.
So Vincenzo,
$1 million a month. That's the price.
Crystal functions. So just be clear, I've never said anything about the me saying Kayan in the future will have a token. I had never said anything about crystals being related to that. Just to know, the crystals will give you, different benefits on the platform. Enough crystals get you VIP, tier, which gives you, white glove support, access to the team, things like that.
Better trading fees.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, depending on the amount of crystals that you have, will put you in different tiers for trading fees, stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of talk about. I saw some comments about token, so I just wanted to be clear that crystals have separate functions for users, and I'm not saying that it's a token related.
Little clump.
Yeah. She's a catch.
I do have a question for you two, though. And I'm assuming it'll probably be a different answer for both because you guys do different things in crypto. Where do you guys see the growth in the next couple of years? Because if somebody were to ask me, I'm obviously going to say options. I still see that space still booming in the next couple of years, and institutional, like I guess, integration with platforms.
Am I talking to my grandma or am I talking to a 20-year-old kid?
I don't really care. I mean, it's just us. So if the people can understand, good for them. If not, oh well.
I'll start. Like, if I was talking to my grandma, she thinks crypto's a scam. Like, every time I talk to her, she's like, how's that crypto thing going? Like, isn't that thing a fucking scam? Coming from the multi-millionaire real estate lady, like hard asset lady, gold, silver, sure, boomer-esque lady. But then every time she sends me I got to keep her in the loop because every time she sends me an article, it's from the same publisher and it's the bottom every time, or it's within 10 days at the bottom, 2 weeks at the bottom. So, every time she talks shit about it, crypto keeps going up. I always told them to just buy one Bitcoin and that's it, like that should be fine. Just to experiment. They never bothered. But if I was talking to CT and our audience, like younger folk, options are still young, structured products are still young. I think that people need to start building other shit besides just trading shit, if that's infrastructure or tools or screeners or just more infrastructure based, or borrow and lending, or prime brokerage services, more tools for traders, not just a fucking perps exchange, or more complex like structured product offerings, either in DeFi or direct to the banks or more institutional players. But I wouldn't like tell somebody to put money in fucking a meme coin or like any alt, or like if somebody was like, I have $100,000, what should I buy? Buy one Bitcoin. Like that's it. That's all. That's the only advice I could.
You'd be a bad friend to recommend altcoins.
No, you know what I mean? Like all these people, like I talk to fucking hundreds of people a week, I talk to people all day, Twitter, chat, DMs, whatever, private calls. And they're like, oh, like I want to get rich quick. Like, yeah, so does everybody else. But like, if you have 100 grand, you probably are better off just buying one Bitcoin and it's going to double, triple, whatever, quadruple, 10X, whatever in your lifetime. And oh my God, that was a great trade. Like I wouldn't give any advice to anything else. The main thing I would focus on is if you are building something, why don't you go build something besides a fucking perpstex? Like we don't need more perpstexes. We don't need more meme coins. Yeah, but now investors are looking. Sure, but investors will give money on stablecoin projects. Fucking Bridge got bought for $1 billion. Like that's insane. There's all these. There's a lot of availability, or there's a lot of, I don't want to say options, but there's a lot of other things to build besides just fucking perptexes. Go build some infrastructure. Go build borrowed lending markets. Go build prime brokerage services. Go build security services. There's tons of opportunity right now. And somebody said, what's a build? I mean, like a prime brokerage service would be fucking insane. Some are trying, but it's not too good. Go build something else besides a fucking perpstex. Please.
Yeah, I think I'm the not as far as like, I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. I kind of believe the same thing that like Jesse from Coinbase does, only he doesn't like relay it very well. Like I think that everything goes on chain. It makes sense to use
Pimps on chain?
Yeah, I mean, what are blockchains, right? They're just distributed databases. So it's like when you think about the like transparency aspect of it and accountability, traceability, things like that it provides to products, companies, goods, invoicing, things like that. Like I don't see a world where, a future where like every sector kind of isn't putting their data on chain. It doesn't mean that they have their own blockchain or that they have a token. That said, like the one thing that Jesse used to talk about is like how everything can be tokenized, everything can have a token. And like, I do see that world too, where like just things can be tokens and not have like the same type of tradable market. You have to stop thinking about like markets as being Uniswap and Jupiter and shit like that. Like every orange can like be an NFT, right? Like every orange can have an identifier, a unique identifier to the batch that it came from, so it can be tracked and traced, from when it was produced to when it was received to when it was shipped to the next place. And and that doesn't mean that like the orange market, because some person is talking about orange juice, is all of a sudden going to start trading like at obnoxious amounts, you know, like uh just because it has a token like that is tied
No,
to it.
yeah, like let's take the orange farmer, the orange manufacturer, the orange juice producer, whatever it is, right? Like, who's building that for them? You have we have one enterprise client is going to fucking pay your bills and keep the lights on. You know, granted, you have ones around the globe, hundreds of producers, hundreds of manufacturers, and they're able to track that orange all the way through. It doesn't have to be a public blockchain either. It can be private. It can be an offering that's like a software as a service, a SaaS. You know, but you're using blockchain tech in the back. Nobody can edit the info. Nobody can change it. That, you know, you get rid of a lot of fraud and things like this. Like, people
There
need
actually
to
is a
think
lot of
little
stuff
bit-
like that. That's been
People need
building
to
for
build a
years.
little bit fucking bigger. Not build. Think a little bit bigger than like, yeah, like it's like you said, like Jesse, and he says it wrong. Like, you know,
Yeah, like
everything's gonna go.
I
Let's
definitely align with
NFT
his
that.
belief,
Like, oh Jesus Christ, shut up.
but it's just that he's not relaying it in a way that like, you know, he's trying to sound like cool and relatable to like crypto people, but like the reality of it is that like, yeah, everything can, like every item can be an NFT or have, you know, their unique identifier to it and be tracked on chain, and it doesn't mean that like it's like going to have some type of market, you know, where oranges are trading at fucking 40x their value because Taylor Swift fucking eats, you know,
Worked on
fresh,
an orange.
no, fresh squeezes
Yeah.
her orange juice every day, and now everyone thinks like they need to fresh squeeze orange juice.
Dude, I don't know, dude. Have you looked at orange juice futures? It's pretty volatile, dude.
I know I shouldn't have used. As I was saying this, I'm like, I probably shouldn't have used orange juice as an example.
Oh God, all these commodities, they go crazy. Coffee goes crazy. You know, there's a market for all that. But like, I would just say, if you're looking at building something, you should build something for like an enterprise software, not like retail trading. I think that there's tons of money there, and you know, I'm tired of fucking perp taxes. We don't need 100 of them or 10,000 of them. Okay.
I love orange juice.
Build a fucking options exchange, build a margin system, build a prime brokerage service, you know, that plugs in all of DeFi apps. Like, there's so much more to offer than just click trading fucking shit.
Yeah, but obviously,
Even
I'm
a
also,
dashboard.
when it comes
is
to
better.
like DeFi crypto stuff, like I'm bullish that options will have their time. We've dedicated the last like going on 5 years to, you know, trying to build options right in crypto, and
And for everybody.
and yeah, I mean it's a thing for it's, you know, a tool for everybody, but like we thought that time would be when we started building, because we saw the kind of, you know, the interest that was there for it, as well as some protocols starting to pop up. So we're like, okay, like what doesn't exist yet, and like how can we like make some changes for the better, mainly focused on LPs at the time. Like how do we make a better LP experience using similar models like that exist, right? And that was like from our V1 to our V2. And then like V3 was just like, you know, how do we stack features for like the pro traders, for the people that want to come and you know, trade autonomously or want to trade in ranges. You know, it was like the evolution of Uniswap made us start thinking like, how can we evolve the exchange for traders? And then it was like, sure, all these features are great, but if they're not capital efficient, then it doesn't, you know, it's not attractive to people that trade options. So how do we get on the same playing field? How do we build a system and that is, you know, at the same level as like the centralized counterparts?
And that's where we sit now.
Yep.
Ace, you got any geopolitical thoughts here? Like, is the fucking world imploding? What's going on, Ace? I need your rationale here because I think that like this insane. It's pretty insane, right? I don't think I'm the only one that thinks it's quite insane. But you got Greenland, you got the Iran, you got the Venezuela, you got JPAL criminal investigation, you got this insane 10% credit card cap thing that you can just say things, I guess. Like
Wait,
what's
going
next?
on with the credit card thing?
Dude, Trump really said, I'm gonna cap credit card rates at 10%.
Oh, okay,
And
okay,
the
yeah,
credit
yeah,
card
yeah.
companies are gonna be and every fucking company came back and was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, why would we ever do that? We would just limit the amount of money that we loan out. Why would you? And then you have this other side too, which I think is so funny, is you have all of the right wingers, or let's say the trumpets, the Trump supporters, that are all like, I don't know, pro America. And then they're totally like anti communism and socialism and all this shit. And then pretty much everything Trump has been saying is nationalizing the oil, nationalizing, you're going to put a cap on credit cards. He's controlling the chip market lately with China and Nvidia. It's like, are you nationalizing all of these companies and all of these services? Like, are you just going the Bernie Sanders route? Like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, it's a total 180 flip on what he raised, and I don't think a lot of people voted for what's currently happening, especially in the past 2 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely not.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I try to stay out of the political side of I try to stay out of the political side of stuff. But I mean, I guess I more so focus on it when it pertains to like markets or if there's like an underlying thing. So, I mean, the Greenland stuff is interesting because obviously they're trying to do that for precious metals and other rare earth materials and stuff. So I guess like when I follow the trail of that stuff, it's like, what is the world advancing on right now, and like where is everything going? And there's a lot of focus on where this the rare earth metals are being used, and same with like technology and energy. So I'm kind of looking at it more on that forefront to seeing like what's he doing with that. If we're talking more on the other side of stuff, everything that seems like it's going to lead to a civil war of some sorts, because all the normie friends always bring it up to me and I'm like, yeah, man, that's crazy. But I really don't know what to say because obviously the world's really bad, but I kind of
Dude, my buddy is
I don't
listening.
have normie friends, so tell me about this. You have your normie friends think that a civil war is going to happen?
That's pretty much what they're saying. They're like, civil war is going to happen. They're like very negative about everything. They think like it's a horrible place out there, and
they're just doomers.
Yeah, extreme doomers. It's not, and like they just get mad about every topic. Like they've been talking for the last couple of days about I'm not saying it was right or wrong or anything like that, but like that person that got shot in the car by the ICE agent or whatever. I keep hearing about that. I'm like, please.
Okay, if he shot her one time and killed her through the windshield because she was going to run him over, cool. One time, cool, no problem. Dude, the guy fired 2 more shots through the fucking window to her face. Like, come on, guys. Like,
my thing was his body language was kind of obviously not like what they depicted. He was real chill about it, and he walked off like he's used to doing that.
How about you stand in front of a fucking car? And I'm one to talk. I live in fucking Rio, and the police kill 200 people in one day, right? Sure, but like, come on, guys. Like, at least we have a plan there, Where this is just like you're shooting fucking mothers in the face in their own fucking car. Like, yeah, God, come on, guys. And my friend's listening, and he said Denmark could do the funniest thing ever: sell Greenland to Russia or China, and say if Trump doesn't step down, that they'll do it. Flip the fucking terms and conditions.
This is very, very interesting. That would be pretty funny. I think I read earlier that he offered them like more than their whole like GDP or something, like the new offer.
Well, why don't you just create like an alliance? Like, okay, we're going to build a couple bases up in the north because you got some Russian subs, hanging around. We're going to extract some of your metals. We'll build in infrastructure. We'll build in the cities. The population,
because I think it's like a good amount of metals. It's not just like, hey, we're gonna share. He's like, nah, this is too much. We want it all.
Yeah, but like they have to know that, and to sell the country for 100,000 a person or whatever, like that's fucking dumb, dude. Like, why don't you just bring in private investments and even U.S. companies if that's the deal? You bring in U.S. companies for in terms of support. Nobody even thought military support. Nobody even thought about fucking Greenland until 5 days ago. No, nobody even was thinking about that there was reserves in fucking Greenland. Like, sure, it is a strategic play. It is up there in the north. It would be a huge landmass, but like, you're gonna have a 51st state. Just just doesn't sit too right. It's
They
only
banned
50
drones.
fucking stars. There's only
They
50
banned
stars.
DJI drones recently.
Who?
America did. I got a
Oh, I
notice the
thought it
other
was the
day.
land of the free, but you can't have a fucking drone. Okay.
Yeah, there's like a whole bunch of shit going on with drones and drone technology and drone warfare and drone defense systems.
Dude, imagine the fucking DJI was just like a fucking
You're just trying
kamikaze
to
drone
you're
plot.
just trying to record a fucking wedding, and some jets fly over, and
You're trying to record a wedding and the fucking drone just attacks the groom. You're like, what the fuck? Oh, I get it, right? Same with tech, right? Like they don't have a lot of Chinese Huawei products, but here in Brazil, like all of the street cameras are Chinese, right? All of I have Unify at the house, but all of the other people, they have like Intelbras, which is like Chinese malware for sure that tracks your fingerprints and your cameras 100%. Like it's on a enterprise level though, like it's cheaper to the Chinese stuff here. What's the Xiaomi is super popular here. Like the
I
phone
wish we could get
company
that one. I want one of those
and
phones, but
electronics
Yeah.
and headphones and all that shit is super, super popular here. Xiaomi phones, all that shit. Yeah, it's just it's bricks, baby. Like we're just here to help each other. I got to jump here pretty soon, but I think that the developments in the world are shifting, and even Brazil is now talking about getting nuclear weapons. We have nuclear submarine bases here. We have nuclear power, and they're so the U.S. can't bully us that they want to get nuclear weapons. So the times are shifting. We're in a new arms race. We're in a race to buy Greenland.
Where is? I pulled it up.
best part is you can long all this stuff on stocks.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. What is the odds that they buy Greenland? The best part is Greenland's not even fucking green, dude. That's the best part.
Yeah, it's the
Will
opposite.
Trump acquire? See, you get in this acquire, right? You get these weird
Verbiage.
words that you could get fucked, right? So you have a 18% chance by the end of the year that he acquires Greenland. Will the U.S. acquire part of Greenland in 2026? 25% chance. There's not that much volume. There's 2 mil volume, but it is slowly upticking from the beginning of the year.
Stranger Things had more value.
Yeah, exactly. So we have to be careful out there, fellas. That's all I'm saying. Bitcoin's still trying to go for it. ETH is right behind. Tech was down today, but rebounding now. Brazilian IBOV is fucking sending. Everything's sending. Baba's sending. NVIDIA's down. That could be an interesting play here too. About pair trades and chips. So the U.S. is limiting NVIDIA. I'm not saying fucking do this, but I've been in BABA for a long time. Is long BABA, short NVIDIA. NVIDIA is obviously going to increase. Not saying that it's going to go lower. I'm saying that BABA increases at a faster rate than NVIDIA. And the total market cap of BABA is very low compared.
I mean, NVIDIA just recognized that there is obviously a chip shortage, so they're going to stop focusing on their higher RAM GPUs and focus on their lower end ones.
Yeah, I read
that.
they're bringing back what the 3060s and
Yeah, it was just lower RAM. They're going to focus on like the 8 or 12 gigs, or actually less than that, probably.
Dude, like
sucks.
Alibaba's 400 billion. Okay, that's it. It's less, 378 billion. Nvidia's in the trillions, a couple trillion. So you could just play a long Baba, short Nvidia. It doesn't mean that Nvidia can't go higher. Just means that Baba.
I just don't think that's going to happen, especially because of just everything going on in the tech world. I just feel like there's too much advancement going on for them to slow down, and I don't see a company that big slowing down at all.
No, it's not about slowing down. It's about that Baba goes to a 2 trillion. Baba 5x's while Nvidia only 2x's in the next years. That they excel at a faster rate. I guess you could just fucking buy Baba at that point too. You have a lot of this shit with the U.S. and China on the chip shortage, too. Not chip shortage, chip controls. Like they're gonna have to invest in Baba more. I mean, you can see it in the fucking chart. It's flying. It's been flying since August.
yeah, the 3 hours lovely.
3 hours just golden. Yeah. So, when the U.S. starts becoming a little socialist and, starts nationalizing everything and starts putting controls on everything, like people just start looking elsewhere. And I think that that's also another trade that you can put on. You start looking at more emerging markets. You saw it last year and emerging markets crushed it. And I think emerging markets
they went insane.
this year. Yeah.
They went insane.
Insane. Yeah. Insane.
EEM.
So emerging markets, I think, are also something that I would look at this year as well. Not to say that SPY didn't go up and EWM didn't go up, EWZ, sorry, but EWZ was like 50% and SPY was 20% or whatever it was at the end of the year, right? So there's some
On
opportunities
another
out there,
note, cruise lines have been consolidating for the last like 4 or 5 years. Wonder
what are
what
we
they're
longing?
gonna... Nothing yet. I was just looking at it because we were talking about it earlier.
Is there a cruise line ETF?
I don't know about that one. I normally just look at like Carnival or Norwegian.
Like the basket of travel companies could be good.
There might be.
Did you see that
ETFs.
Delta and United are investing more money in business, and they call it first class? There's no fucking such thing as first class anymore, except if it's on Emirates, Qatar, international. And even then, like La Premiere on Air France, there's only one plane that flies it. It only flies a couple times a week. Business class, okay, the premium seats, I would say, Delta and United. Dude, they're on the United. They're gonna have business class seats, United Polaris, all the way past the wing. Imagine fucking flying business class, lie flat, and you have a fucking over the wing. That's the best place to sit, the best view. At least you have some depth perception of the wing and what's below you. So high end travel isn't going anywhere. Yeah, high end travel is not going anywhere. Cruises are coming back. Ritz-Carlton's doing the high-end cruises. People like to see the world, dude. Now it's time for you, Ace. Maybe we'll end there, but it's time for you to venture out and let us know what you think.
I'm coming to a country near you, fellas.
Ace, coming to a country near you,
We're going to be
2026.
talking to Ace from Panama or Dubai in a few months.
A couple days, dude. I think he leaves and doesn't come back. Set up your life and carry on.
Yeah,
I like that 3-month, 6-month plan. I think that's probably better. I mean, that's kind of what I wanted to do anyway, was just get an Airbnb for 6 months, see how things are, and just keep moving along.
Little Quant
along
says, let's
until-
go to Brazil. Ace, Little Quant, Brazil arc. You might never leave.
Quant, we going? Need a
I
travel
was
partner.
saying off stream, my buddy was just a small town boy, and and he did like 6 months or something. And I told him, like, after 5 months, like 4 or 5 months, like living out of a suitcase, you're gonna be fucking tired. And at the end of the 6 months, he just wanted to go back home and chill. And now he's planning his next trip, I'm sure. But it's always good to get out, not out of your comfort zone, but just go out and see shit. And if you have the time, the youth, and the money, well, go out and do it, dude. There's nothing holding you back. And I think it opens your eyes to like more shit. Maybe you'll be a fucking Brazilian stock trader, dude. Maybe you'll be a Euro markets trader, or a currency trader, depending on what you saw or what you liked.
Or I find a nice Brazilian baddie.
Dude, you'll never leave. I promise you that. I guarantee. And I know we're coming up on an hour on the stream, but Bitcoin's up, new high intraday, and we're so back, fellas. We've never been so back.
So
You
bad.
guys want,
Dude,
you guys want to wrap it there?
I've been fucking hyped, dude. I mean, I got on that ship and prices started going up, and then I got off the ship.
You need to travel more, dude. Go leave the
No,
house more, please.
See, it's the opposite for me. I leave and it dumps,
Fuck.
so I don't leave.
There used to be there was a meme that when I did travel a lot, that when I was traveling to trade anytime that I was like traveling, and
Yep.
sell when I was coming home.
Perfect.
It always worked out. So weird.
Alrighty, fellas. We'll see you Friday. And then next week, the Ace and Marty show's coming back. We took a couple weeks off for holiday, but we're back.
Let's
Baby.
go Tuesdays now.
Tuesdays. We're changing it to Tuesdays. I got Thursday commitments.
Nice, boys. All right,
All right,
we'll
fellas.
see you on Friday. Later.